Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another political episode. Today, we'll be talking about the potential Republican-won Senate. However, it is debated to be that the Republicans have lost their strength in the 2022 elections, mainly the Senate, as they've seen a Democrat uprising in polls like Pennsylvania, Arizona. This is, however, a threat to the GOP. However, the GOP should not panic. Democrats should not get their hopes up, too. I do feel that the GOP has something onto their sleeves. A little trick here. Also, most likely, many politicians are proving that the polls are most likely wrong. Some other YouTubers that do the politics are also saying this. Red Eagle Politics and Buckeye Politics are stating that these polls are most likely wrong, proved according to the 2014 midterm elections. They were way off. It was predicting a Democrat victory, and it turned out it totally wiped out the whole Senate and the whole House. So 2014, could 2020 be a repeat of 2022 be a repeat of 2014? So first off, it all depends on the states, okay? The House, Republicans have an 80% chance of winning the House. Republicans, don't worry about the House. Republicans most likely will win the House. Democrats, no. Republicans are going to win the House. People, deniers, Republicans, they're most likely going to win the House. Okay, don't deny it. Polls are saying most Americans want Republicans to control the House. The Senate is a status quo, however. But Republicans are following this sort of strategy. And this strategy is they're going to see they need at least 2 victories out of these 7 swing states. These 7 swing states are New Hampshire, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Georgia, Nevada, Arizona, Wisconsin. And we're going to talk about and analyze the Senate elections in these states, as they seem to be at a very close race, as Republicans and Democrats are both doing good in these states. Starting off, we have the state of New Hampshire. Now, the thing about know about New Hampshire, it's located in New England, the most Democrat region in the country. However, it is the least Democrat state in New England and the most right-wing state in New England, mostly libertarian. Now, the 2022 United States Senate election in New Hampshire, ultimately, this isn't the official results. New Hampshire has not had their primaries yet. What we have here is the results here. Most likely, my prediction of how the primaries are, we have Hassan, which most likely will get reelected by 90%. Senator Hansen, she is the incumbent senator from New Hampshire. And then there's Bolduc. He is a retired U.S. Army general from New Hampshire. He is he's in the lead, predicted to win the primaries. I would say, according to polls, most New Hampshireites want Hassan for senator. However, this could quickly change because Bolduc is pretty popular. He's a U.S. Army general. Remember those generals, Zachary Taylor, Dwight E. Eisenhower? They were known, very popular, war heroes. I don't know if Bolduc is a war hero. I'm probably not, but he's known for leading the U.S. Army. So a bunch of he's probably going to claim the libertarian votes, which the libertarians are probably most likely in favor of the Army. And also, so let's see. I think Bolduc would do good in this 2022 election. First off, different reasons. We got to go back in time though. 2016 United States Senate election, New Hampshire. Hassan won by 1,000 people. Only 1,000 people voted for her. Ayotte could have won re-election as the senator of New Hampshire. And plus, back 6 years ago, she won a landslide of 60%. She was defeated, and her points went underwater, 3 points. Hassan won. She was elected the new senator of New Hampshire by 47%, only beating Ayotte by 1,000 people. Like, seriously. That's like less people that's a quarter, that's like more than half the people in my small town of Norwood, Young America, which has 3,000 people. It's super rural, super small, not many businesses here. So then we get to 2020. Shaheen wins. Wait, Shaheen. Okay, I cannot pronounce these names. Okay, Democrats, I swear, they have the most unpronounceable names. No offense, Democrats. Shaheen won 56% of the popular vote. She dominated in all of New Hampshire, winning every county. Massner got 41%. So Shaheen won re-election as a senator of New Hampshire. So Democrats so far control the Senate. The two senators from New Hampshire are both Democrats. 2020 United States presidential election saw Biden beat Trump by around 7 points, 52% of the popular vote, compared to Trump almost winning New Hampshire in 2016, losing by a few thousand people. Trump could have very much really carried New Hampshire in 2016. However, compared to the 7-point increase that Biden and the Democrats carried. However, New Hampshire is one of the very first states to disapprove of Joe Biden. Not surprising. New Hampshire is the second most pro-gun state in the country. The second most pro-gun state. It is behind Arizona, the most pro-gun state in the country. When Biden started talking about guns after the Denver shooting in March of 2020, New Hampshire started to get nervous. And immediately, New Hampshire was one of the first states that voted for Biden to disapprove him right away. And today, I believe he's really low in New Hampshire. So Republicans very much can win in New Hampshire when it comes to the Senate. And New Hampshire is kind of a hope. And Republicans are kind of hoping because Republicans currently control the governorship of New Hampshire. New Hampshire typically elects Republicans over 60%. They like the status quo. They prefer that the Democrats control the state legislature and Republicans control the executive office in New Hampshire. And typically, many like to vote Democrat, but the state's pretty divided when it comes to this. Now we look to the state of Pennsylvania, officially called the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, but it's a state, you know. Another swing state. Some say New Hampshire isn't a swing state. Well, seeing that Trump almost won in 2016, pretty much says it's a swing state. Pennsylvania is 100% a swing state. And here is how. All right, first off, 2022 United States Senate election, Pennsylvania. We have Fetterman, the incumbent lieutenant governor of Pennsylvania. And then we have Oz, Mehmet Oz. And the thing about Oz is he's a Muslim. It's kind of funny. Well, I don't want to say it's funny. He's it's not often that you see the Islamic community reaching out to the Republicans. However, the theory here, the GOP is thinking, Muslim community tends to support their own community. Somali Minnesotans here tend to support Yam Omar. Now When this comes the case, we're thinking, many thinking, and thinking the Islamic community could be most of support to Mehmet Oz, who is a Muslim surgeon from Pennsylvania. He is not a politician. He's like the Dr. Scott Jensen of Pennsylvania. He is a works in healthcare, and and I would not expect Oz to win the election. Um, I thought at first, but now it kind of makes sense. This is the lieutenant governor of Pennsylvania. At the same time, the Fetterman has got a lot of criticism, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic. He supported Governor Wolf. I mean, he ran under Governor Wolf. Wolf has gone up and down with his approval rating. Wolf, I don't know, has a chance of getting reelected or not. So this could be the case with Fetterman. Apparently, Wolf is in the lead in the polls. Fetterman as well is in the lead. Oz, as of right now, is behind, while Dr. Scott Jensen's behind too. So we'll find out. As of which Senator Toomey, the current incumbent governor, refused to run for a third term as senator, leading to the vacancy of both parties, which automatically meant that the Republicans had an open vacancy. 2016, we know Toomey won by 1 point. You will look at this map, you will see that this looks like a big red wave in Pennsylvania. No, it really depends. It doesn't matter how many counties you win. It's about the population. Remember, these counties, they don't have an elector. That'd be kind of fun if they did, but they don't. The people elect our own politicians. We elect our own. So anyone with the most votes wins. Toomey won by 1%. Although I will tell you that he did carry tons of counties that more than Trump carried. 2018, Cassie won by 55%. Pennsylvania has 2 senators. One is Republican, one is Democratic from Pennsylvania. So now, there's a status quo, apparently. Pennsylvania is like New Hampshire. They like a status quo in their government. Cassie won by a landslide. First off, reasons, 2018 was kind of I don't want to say it was a blue wave, but it kind of was, it tilted in Democrats because Donald Trump's approval rating was underwater, just like Joe Biden's approval rating. And in this election, we saw multiple GOP politicians topple out of power. Cassie won by 55%. I would say this would be close to a landslide victory. Casey beating Barletta to 42%. Especially this county, because this county, I believe, voted for Trump twice, and it just went to Casey. At the time, it voted for Trump once. This was before 2020. 2020! Speaking of which, Biden won by 2 points. Trump lost by 2. We did not expect Pennsylvania to go to Biden. Polls were actually saying that Trump was doing really good in the county. The state. I'm thinking about counties. Trump was doing really good in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. I believe, there's always the theory of election fraud. But I don't want to get too in depth on that. But Biden won by 2 points in Pennsylvania. Trump did really good in Pennsylvania, though. Got 48% of the popular vote. Reasons? Well, we have Pittsburgh, we have Philadelphia, we have Erie County. And if you lose Erie County, I believe that's a blunder. There's a city, I would like to. It's not a major city, but there's Erie up there. It has some couple of thousand people, 20,000 people. I think that's a county that you would need to carry in order to win Pennsylvania. Um, as Trump carried that county in 2016. Now we look to the state of North Carolina. And the thing about North Carolina is the first Republican red state we voted for. That we are going for, excuse me. North Carolina is a state. It voted Republican in the last 3 elections. The only time North Carolina has went for the Democrats was for 2008 for Barack Obama, which he barely won by points. Nevertheless, the second time, well, if the other time, like after Obama 2008 victory, North Carolina has been voting Republican since 1964. Lyndon B. Johnson won a landslide in the state. Other than that, North Carolina has been a type for Republicans. However, it's now been more of a swing state because it's now more popular. More people are moving, and they have lots of big cities. There's Wilmington, Asheville, High Point, Raleigh, Durham, Greensboro, Johnson City. There's even Winston-Salem. So there's lots of different cities up there that make North Carolina such a popular place. And because there's so many people there's a chance that North Carolina could go for Democrat someday. But however, when it comes to the Senate, North Carolina seems to do really good with electing Republicans. And here is how. First off, Republicans are in the lead. Republicans are in the lead. And I would think the Democrat nominee, Besley, would get the nomination. First off, she is the Chief Justice of the North Carolina Supreme Court. But House Representative from North Carolina is, however, in the lead in the polls by like 7 points, outbeating his liberal opponent. Reasons. I believe Bud, most likely, according to polls, many polls and sources are predicting a Bud victory because North Carolina tends to elect its Republican for senators. Many North Carolinians tend to vote Republican for senators. Why? Because North Carolina, like Pennsylvania and New Hampshire, like a status quo. They want Democrats to control the executive office. Should I not mention, North Carolina has a Democrat governor. And then we have North Carolina wants to control its legislative. Republicans to control its legislative branch. So they like the status quo. So most likely, when it comes to the federal government, Bud is in the lead in winning. But Besley could also surpass Bud when this election draws near. Now, first off, the incumbent Senator Richard Burr did announce he would not seek a re-election as senator, leaving the race pretty much open to both parties here. But a little history of North Carolina elections, that Mr. Richard Burr, he won re-election by 51%, beating his opponent Ross, by around 6 points. You'll see, you will notice Wilmington and Hanover County voted Republican. That said, New Hanover County has been a Republican hold. It did vote for Biden, though, in 2020 by half a point. It is today there is one of North Carolina's most compatible counties, because if you carry New Hanover, I almost say New Hampshire, but if you carry New Hanover County or Hanover, I don't know. I'm not familiar with other states' counties, so please don't judge me, okay? So yeah, if you carry New Hanover's county, you pretty much get a huge boost of population thanks to Wilmington. But also you gotta focus on other counties like High Point, Raleigh, Durham, Greensboro, Johnson City, Asheville, all those in Charlotte. Okay, you got to focus on all of these different counties in North Carolina. So yeah, 51%. The Republicans won in 2016. Once again, that was a red wave because Republicans controlled the executive branch. They also took the Senate. They kept the Senate, but they also, I think they flipped the Senate. Democrat held Senate. I don't know. Oh, they flipped one, but all I know is Senate and House was a Republican victory. So it was a red wave in 2016. 2020 was another Senate election. Senator Tillis got reelected by 2 points in 2020, claiming 48% of the popular vote. Once again, beating Cunningham beating him by 2 points. This election, Cunningham won New Hanover County. Many say New Hanover County is going blue because of the population spike that they are dealing with. That is definitely the case. That can be the case. I believe New Hanover County can definitely go Democrat. Probably will. Which sets the state on flipping North Carolina politically to the left, Democratic, than taking it from the Republicans. So here, Cunningham lost to Tillis by 48%. 48% Tillis claimed by the popular vote. Trump won North Carolina by 1 point. Once again, North Carolina typically votes Republican. Last time I voted for Republican for the first time. North Carolina voted Democrat in 2008 for the first time since 1964. For Barack Obama, and he won by less than a point. Less than 1 point. McCain could very much won in North Carolina. Since Obama had a great momentum in his campaign, he very much barely won in North Carolina, as we see. Now we get into the state of Georgia. Georgia, for the Republicans, I have no idea. Half of Republicans think, Georgia, it's going to be one of the most easiest states to win. Why? Because it's in the deep south. It's the most southern state in this collection of 7, that we have. But then again, just like North Carolina, Georgia's booming with population. We have Atlanta, Augusta, Macon, Columbus, Savannah, Albany, you name it. So yeah, Georgia is getting a boost of population. It is Atlanta, especially Atlanta. Atlanta has become known as the Hollywood of the South. Why? Because Atlanta is seeing different communities from New York to Chicago to Las Vegas, Los Angeles, coming all the way to Atlanta, and they're setting up. That's where also their movies are also created. A lot of movies are also filmed from Georgia or in Atlanta. It's become known as the Hollywood of the South, as Atlanta is sometimes called. Definitely, I've called that for sure. So yeah, well, Georgia. So, and it also was pretty alarming to see for Republicans to see in 2020 that Georgia voted for Biden, plus voted not just once for a Democrat senator, but twice voted for 2 Democrat senators. Put 2 Democrat senators in the U.S. Congress and U.S. Senate. So it's kind of shocking, especially for the GOP should be shocked and a little concerned about Georgia right now. A lot of Republicans think, it's just a little blue iffy-diffy because of COVID, it'll go over. But not necessarily. If these people from Vegas, Angeles, Chicago, New York, they all start piling into Atlanta, guess what? Georgia's going to turn into a Minnesota, basically. I don't think it'll turn into a New York or a California. It's definitely winnable, but it could be turning to like a New Hampshire or a Minnesota or a Pennsylvania, where it's kind of moderate. So yeah, it's Republicans very much should be concerned about Georgia, and they should not blow this off. They should do a lot of campaigning in Georgia. Don't think, oh, Georgia just voted Biden last time in Biden in 2020. It's fine. Biden is way underwater in Georgia. No, Republicans should be trying their best here to try to win in Georgia. That is my opinion when it comes to that. Don't blow it off, sort of thing. That's why Georgia is on this list. First off, we have our candidates. The Democrat candidate, Raphael Warnock, is seeking a full term after serving in the United States Senate for 2 years, winning his victory in 2021, January 5th, I believe. January 6th, he was elected. He is currently the incumbent senator from Georgia. And then there's Herschel Walker, and he's very popular. And many Republicans think, Walker may actually beat Warnock because he is part of the NFL. He's a professional NFL running back. He represents Georgia in the NFL. And once again, Georgia is a very proud state. You should have seen Georgia in the 1976 and 1980 elections. Kept going on for Jimmy Carter, even though Jimmy Carter wasn't really the best president. They kept voting. 60% Carter won in the state of Georgia. I believe he won 60% in Georgia and close to 60 in 1980. On a landslide, definitely in both times in the state of Georgia in both elections. These Republicans are thinking, this may be the case with Walker. He represents the state of Georgia. As Warnock, he got in because Republicans, Trump was the president at the time. Not saying don't want to get on Trump or at all, but his approval rating was underwater. Once again, that's going to affect the Republican Party. And that's probably why Warnock got in. Now Biden is president. His approval ratings sunk, and now Republicans are kind of jumping up and down, hoping Walker could win this election in Georgia. Now we got to look into some history. Now we have the presidential election, which was a huge, disturbing shock for Republicans to see that Joe Biden won Georgia by 10,000 people. 10,000 people. He won the state of Georgia by around 10,000. That is the smallest margin in the 2020 election. 10,000 people, I would think would be easy to influence. So it's kind of funny. That's smaller than the nearby city, popular city of Konya, Minnesota, as 13,000. And that city leans to the right politically. So, Biden surprised the Republicans when he won Georgia. Of course, then we have the 2020 to 2021 Senate runoff between Ossoff and Senator Perdue. And Democrats did really good in the Senate election. They took out David Perdue, Senator Perdue, and I believe it's Ossoff. I'm wondering on his first name. And he won by barely a margin at all. 1 point. Republicans did good in Georgia in 2020. They did good. However, they kind of lost it. And I want to look at same counties. Ossoff won the same counties as Biden did in 2020. That blows my mind. In the 2020 in the presidential elections, Biden counties voted for Ossoff counties. They didn't Burke County typically leans to the left. Well, Burke County decided to vote for Senator Perdue and for President Trump. Burke County has a reputation for voting for Democrats. For the first time, Burke County voted for Republicans. So at least Republicans were jumping up and down for that. Now, here's the funny part. Warnock wins the exact same counties as Ossoff. These counties? Is this how the counties of Georgia are going to vote from now on? I don't really know. We'll find out. But Warnock won by 51%, a little bigger than his ally Ossoff, and he beat Senator Kelly the Flopper. And the fact was that these normal lower politicians of Georgia managed to kick out two well-known senators of Georgia, and managed to vote for the president-elect Joe Biden. So it's kind of Warnock won by two points when it comes to that. So same counties. This election map of Georgia doesn't change at all. These election maps have the same results, same counties. The blue counties voted for Biden. All these blue counties here voted for Biden, Ossoff, and Warnock. Red counties voted for Trump, Purdue, and Flopper. So I really find that interesting, although the colors will change, the margins will change, but although Warnock, except for this, while my cursor is pointing, you'll see that it's getting a little darker here. Like here. Yeah, I like to play around with this map, but I'm getting distracted. The state of Wisconsin, Minnesota's eastern brother, is also on this list. Reasons? Well, here are the following. First off, Wisconsin is a swing state. It's unlike Minnesota, who leans more farther to the left than Wisconsin. Wisconsin also has its cities spread up across the whole state of Wisconsin. Minnesota cities is just in the metro area, along with Duluth and Rochester in the east. But with Wisconsin, it's all spread up. We have Green Bay in the east, Milwaukee, also Madison in the south central area, Eau Claire in the northwest, even the Superior area influenced by Duluth, Oshkosh, I don't know, is it Appletown? I don't know what it's called, but Eau Claire, La Crosse, those cities and areas also. They're very spread out across the state of Wisconsin. Which is why Wisconsin is the way it is. Minnesota has one area where all its people are, and that one area tends to vote one way, Democrat. Thank you, Minneapolis, St. Paul metropolitan area. Anyway, let's get into this here, because I had to redo this part of the video because my stupid Screencast Nomadic wouldn't cooperate. All right. Anyway, this is the 2022 United States Senate election in Wisconsin. This is our candidate. We have Barnes, the incumbent lieutenant governor of Wisconsin, and Johnson, the incumbent senator from Wisconsin. Ron Johnson. I would expect Ron Johnson and the Republicans to do very well in Wisconsin. Number one, Biden's approval is very low in Wisconsin. First off, Ron Johnson has also been in the Senate, as Barnes represented Tony Evers' disastrous administration in Wisconsin. His approval rating is as low as Joe Biden's. And I could not see Barnes, even though he's lieutenant governor of Wisconsin, and he represents the Evers administration as the second head of command. He's the lieutenant governor, and it's kind of silly to put him in command, even though his whole administration is off the walls. Johnson, on the other hand, pretty popular, keeps winning elections. I would expect Johnson to win an election pretty easily. First off, 2016, Johnson won by 4 points in his home state of Wisconsin against his opponent, Feingold, by 46%. Now, Johnson won by 50% margin, 4 points. As I said, you also see different counties went for the Democrats. These counties, 4 counties right here in the light blue, they tend to go for Republicans. For instance, Trump won these counties twice in 2016 and 2020. And interestingly enough, they were won by Feingold. And they continue to vote Democrat in more state elections. That why? That's the politics. This could be the case in the 2022 elections. They will go probably for Evers, or they will be like, no, Evers is a bad governor. He caused us a lot of inflation in our state, so we're going to just like, no, we're not going to do it. We're not going to be a part of this. We're not going to support this. So once again, Johnson once again participated in the 2016 victory. Trump also won Wisconsin in 2016. I would say Wisconsin went awfully red in the election of 2016. So therefore, Johnson won with a 50% margin, winning 6 years in office as lieutenant governor. Senate. 2018. Baldwin got in by a landslide of 11 points, 55% against her opponent, Bookmare, with a 44% per chance per margin. This time, Democrats did really good. They seized most of the counties in the East. Dunn County, which typically I would think goes to Republicans, but this time it has gone for the Democrats, along with Green Bay County, which typically, being one of the most populous counties in the whole state of Wisconsin, having the center of Green Bay, has went to the Democrats. Biden couldn't win this county. Trump won this county by points. It is kind of surprising and alarming for Republicans in this election to see Green Bay go to the Democrats. Also, yes, the Democrats, I would think Republicans won the most counties in Wisconsin, but Democrats were close. They definitely flipped a whole bunch of counties that typically went for the Republicans since Trump entered office. Also more swing counties, also like Outagamie, which has Outagamie, another major city. So yeah, Baldwin won like big. And today, Wisconsin's Senate is divided into two halves. Wisconsin has one senator from the Republican Party, one senator from the Democratic Party. Pretty share. But many Republicans are kind of nervous right now. Ron Johnson's not in any threat of being defeated. He's actually in the polls, ahead in the polls, but they're worried could this Johnson guy, Barnes guy, defeat Johnson, and therefore the Senate would be completely blue like Georgia and California, New York, Illinois, and Minnesota. They don't want that. They want Johnson. They need Johnson. GOP needs Johnson in to have some sort of say in Wisconsin. So right now, Johnson is ahead in the polls, doing pretty good, not a threat of losing to his opponent. But we will see how it goes when it continues on. Yeah, there is a major change 2016 to 2018. There was Republicans did not flip any counties in 2018. Democrats flipped a whole bunch of counties. The transitions of here and how it went. 2020, once again, according to 2020, now a lot of counties were flipped. I would say that western area, this area right here, does not go Democrat anymore when it comes to presidential elections. It's pretty right-wing, pretty Republican. Preferred to vote for the Republicans when it comes to presidential elections. Although Trump lost by a point, Biden won by a point. This was definitely a compatible state to take in during the presidential elections. Once again, Trump carried Brown County, unlike the 2018 Senate election. He lost Brown County to Baldwin. Republicans did. But as of right now, Trump looks, and his administration looks very good, good in Wisconsin, but Biden won by a 49% margin. Also, Trump did really good in Wisconsin otherwise when it comes to this here. So, in a nutshell, I would say Wisconsin would probably go to Republicans. As according to polls, Wisconsin most likely will. Most sources say Wisconsin's going to the Republicans as of right now, according to polls. Ron Johnson is in the lead. And this will very much help the Republicans when it comes to winning the Senate, if that happens. Now we're at Arizona. And Arizona is just like Georgia. You need a specific amount of county. You need a specific county in order to win, and that county is Maricopa County. I discussed that in my very first political video, with the possibility of Arizona going blue and New Mexico going red. You can check that out. It's the very first video in the playlist, in my politics playlist. Other than that, Arizona. Let's look at the previous elections in the states. Now, 2020, Mark Kelly defeated the incumbent senator, McSally, in an election. Once again, Democrats kind of kicked the butt in Arizona in 2020. Thanks to Maricopa County and Phoenix. They kind of did really good. Now, Republicans should be also pretty concerned about this state. However, this state, Arizona, is one of the most states Republicans should be concerned about. Part of the reason is Phoenix is constantly growing. It's become the Philadelphia of the West. So Republicans should really focus on Maricopa County, especially even though it can be won by points. So once again, Kelly, the incumbent senator from Arizona. And then there's Masters, the venture capitalist author who is running in this election. So 2018, and Republicans were kind of not surprised that this happened. First off, 2018 United States Senate election in Arizona. We have Sinema versus McSally. She won by 50%. McSally lost by 48%. 2 points. Part of the reason, Maricopa going for the Democrats. Thanks, Phoenix. So part of the reason why that happened, we know is Maricopa. Also, Sinema views herself as a conservative. She is mostly a centrist. She is not like Raphael Warnock or Chuck Schumer or Kamala Harris, those more radical Democrats. She's more of a centrist, or if not more, a conservative. She believed she's a strong advocate for gun rights. So most Arizonans who are concerned about their guns will go and vote for Sinema, a Democrat, knowing that, okay, these Democrats who like their guns can vote for Sinema, knowing that she will protect the Second Amendment and uphold liberal policies at the same time. Also, being a conservative will do all their conservative stuff also. So Republicans were like, she's a conservative, win-win, right? I mean, yeah, maybe she won't agree with everything, but she's a conservative, right? So yeah, Republicans being trying to figure it out a little, using their brain power. Thinking, she probably will agree with us in some issues, and yes, she has. Also, she's more left-leaning than conservative, I would argue. Then we have this confusing election, a special election. Going back to Georgia, there was a special election in Georgia. And this one's confusing. Because guess who died in 2018? McCain, right? John McCain. Senator John McCain died in 2018. Big news. And guess who got and the senator? Oh yeah, governor replaced McCain with John Kyle. And Kyle's like, I don't like this position anymore. So he resigns. And guess what? McSally gets her way and she becomes the senator for class 2. So it was a good win. However, she was senator for like less than a year because she got kicked by Mark Kelly. And yeah, claiming 51% of the popular vote in 2020. Thank you, Maricopa County, for making this happen. McSally couldn't lost Maricopa County, couldn't win Maricopa County 2 times. She tried to run. She couldn't break Maricopa. Although she did really good in Maricopa, she lost by like 4 points. This is her worst defeat yet in 2020, losing 4 points of the popular vote. That's a big ouch for McSally. Ultimately, I feel these results are pretty concerning for the GOP. Especially, the GOP should be focusing more on Arizona, because Arizona, as we know, is a top swing state. It is a Republican state. It voted for Biden, yeah. It also voted for Clinton in 1996. But overall, Arizona in this decade has been voting mostly Republican, by great margins. And so yeah. In order to win Arizona, you need Phoenix. You don't need Phoenix to carry and win Arizona. You'll never ever carry Phoenix. Never will. It's just going to get worse from here. You just need Maricopa County, the outskirts of Phoenix, the country rural areas, the suburbs, suburban cities surrounding Phoenix. You need those votes in order to carry Maricopa County. And of course, 2020, same results. Like back in 2018, same results in 2020. And in 2020 presidential election, Biden this time won by a couple points. Maricopa County could very much go to Trump. Very much. He just lost by a couple points, but yeah, Maricopa was kind of done for. It was lost to Biden. So yeah, in these 3 elections, Maricopa County went to the Democrats, which ultimately is concerning for Republicans. In my opinion, Republicans should focus mainly on Maricopa County. Of course, other areas in Arizona. Arizona is probably the most important state on this list for the GOP. Otherwise, when it comes to Wisconsin, North Carolina, I think the Democrats need to focus on Wisconsin, North Carolina more in order to successfully carry the Senate. So yeah, this is Arizona. Next up we have is Nevada. Let's talk about Nevada now. The last state on this 7th swing state. Once again, Florida would be on this list, but Republicans don't have to worry about Florida, unfortunately. It's become like a Texas sort of state now. Ron DeSantis is killing it in the polls. Republicans, don't need to sweat in power with the polls in Florida. It's going Republican, that's for sure. Nothing to worry about with Florida. But Nevada is a state that both Democrats and Republicans need to be concerned. Polls like 270 to win have not yet released the results in Nevada, and just you wait when this video's posted. Yep, they'll be there. Yeah, that's how it usually happens. But yeah, Nevada, it's kind of interesting maps here, and here are they. Well, first we gotta say our results though. 2022 United States Senate election in Nevada, we have Cortez Masto. She is the incumbent senator from Nevada. Laxalt, and I think Laxalt has a good chance to win. First off, he is the former Attorney General of Nevada. He is well known because he was in the office of Nevada. And it's very important that you elect someone that was a part of the government, a part of politics, whether it's in a part of the state government or federal government. That will prove to them that most people that you are experienced, because Salt was Attorney General of Nevada, the former one, and he proved himself to be an experienced man. So basically, this is what people are hoping. According to polls, it's pretty close, and it's a huge toss-up between the win of Cortez Masto and Salt. And this is what we'll see here. Masto, first off, won in 2016. First off, she is the incumbent senator from Nevada. And it's pretty good for Democrats in Nevada, because all you need is one county, one specific county to win this election. That is Clark County. And why Clark County? Because it has Las Vegas, and Las Vegas is the most popular area in the whole state. This area, not that popular. This area, yeah. Carson City, by the way, is very Republican. Have you seen the polls? You go to Carson City, I believe Trump won by 10 points. Number one capital city, I believe, in the United States, that is red. But anyway, and that's why this area, which holds this county, which holds the capital of Nevada, is pretty red. Carson City's good. We don't have to worry about Carson City in that area. This area, yes, this area voted for Biden. And yes, again, I don't know my Nevada counties except for Clark, because Clark holds the Las Vegas, and yeah. I know that an Eli County exists, but don't know exactly where. Yeah, this area. Now, if Heck, her opponent, could have won, or could have got a little more people in this county voting for him, turning more to a darkish color like this color or possibly this color, yeah, Heck would have won the election. You do not have to win Clark County to win the election in Nevada. It's not over for Republicans. Oh, Cortez Masto wins Clark County, big deal. And most likely she will win Clark County in this election. Heck, if you get enough people in this county and this county, you don't have to win. Once again, you do not have to win Clark County. You just need to get some people, sneak some people in, get some people to vote for you, more people than usual to vote for you in this county, then you pretty much win. And this will be kind of a Republican victory, depending on the colors of this map. According to the colors of this map, this is a Democrat victory, of course, in 2016. Now, yes, Las Vegas, Nevada has 2 Democrat senators. And once again, this is the typical how counties usually vote in the elections in Nevada. This county will typically lean to the left. This county will typically lean to the left. This Senator Rawson, I believe, wins. Or I don't know. Yeah, I didn't do any research. She wins the election by 50%, beating her opponent or his opponent. I don't know nothing about these senators. Beating the opponent Heller by 45%. Once again, it's all according to Las Vegas. And the suburbs of Las Vegas, the areas that surrounds Las Vegas. Also Northwest. That area. I don't know why it goes blue. Looking at my map right now, there is no major city in that area. I mean, it's probably because of, I believe it's native population or being just like California. But on the other side, this is a very Republican area of California by that area. So it's very sus, if you want to put it, to have this county go blue. Seriously. Then we get into 2020. Like you see a shift. Same map. Yes, it's a bit tilted, but yeah. Trump lost by 3 points. But he kind of did good according to the colors of the map. Kind of did good in Clark County, and Clark County is not that blue, according to polls. Well, because Las Vegas is a super blue stronghold, but there are suburbs that are going red. There are red suburbs around the area, and if you could claim those suburbs, pretty much, you probably, I don't know if you could carry Clark County, but you probably could do good enough to win the election. Once again, Biden just happened won the election in Nevada by 50%. Trump could have very much won in Nevada. And that would be the only state. That would be a good that would be a flip a state. His first flip a state. Unfortunately for Republicans, Trump did not flip any states in 2020. Biden flipped most of the states. But yeah, if Trump would have went to Nevada when it went to Trump, that would be his first state to flip. Ultimately, that was not the decision. Anyway, that is it for today's episode. Once again, subscribe and like this video. And spread this video around if you want more like this. I will definitely be doing more of this. I have more time now, so I definitely will be doing more of these videos when I have the time once again, and I'll update you. And I'll see you guys next in the future episodes.